then the work is having equality on the set, so that everyone is the same. The actors, the crew, everyone. And if you talk to anyone who has worked with me, I think you might hear that. So this is particularly painful to me because it's the reverse of what I have tried to do for 50 years. And it made a believer out of you quite quickly.
I mean, yeah, I've read around, but I don't want to ruin everyone's evening. People are going to watch this movie. I'm always trying to dovetail our way into something else so we can just watch the movie.
I'm not sure that's true, but it's okay.
I mean, we can talk about this if you want.
No, I thought you were going to talk about the movie. You want to, This girl, I have no idea who she is. There were a few interns on the set. She says that I offended her. It was not said to her. It was said generally to the crew, the things that we do in between takes. Watch the documentary. And after the film was over, 40 years later, she's writing a book and comes out with this. I still don't know who this woman is. Never met her. If I met her in concert with the other people. And she, someone told me to look, so I looked. And she said that I smacked her on the ass. No, I don't do that. Then it became I groped her on the ass because the first one was removed. Now keep a kind of open mind if you can, John. Then
I'm trying.
Well, I'm trying harder than you are.
I've just watched an interview with you admitting groping Catherine Ross, pinching her ass on camera.
No.
Just watch it come out of your mouth.
No. I did not say I was groping her. We were sitting next to each other. You want to hear the story in context? We were sitting on a bed. We had tried to do a master that went on for 10 minutes, trying out for the graduate, both of us. We were told 3 days before to memorize this dialogue. I had flown out from New York. Nichols was very unhappy with the way it was going because it wasn't going well. And we're sitting there, and he's standing there, and he's like, let's try it again. And she's looking down, and she's very unhappy, and I'm very unhappy. And I'm sitting here, and she's sitting there, and I went over, and I went like that. Nothing. And she was very upset, and she turned and she said, "Don't you ever do that to me again." And it was, I thought, an overreaction because of what was going on all day. She later apologized. We were very good friends on that film. But you take it, this is an assaulter. This is a female assaulter. He's admitted it. It's so skewed.
I mean, I don't even hear the same thing in the story that you just told, that I think you do. I think I hear her being upset that you touching her and then somehow apologizing for being upset. But I think that I don't want to litigate every example because you're right, I wasn't there. But I guess the thing that you said there that's interesting to me is the things that we do between takes. I think it's the things that we do between takes that is probably a cultural shift that needs to happen. Because what can seem completely fine or normal to a certain group of people can have victims at the other end of it. So the things that we do between takes sounds benign if it is to you. Does that make sense? That's not
no, it doesn't, because the crew and the actors are there. We are one. We are a family. Maybe I shouldn't have said things. We are trying to break up the tension of shooting for 16 hours a day. They bring these interns on the set to watch. No one told us. No one said, "Oh, these girls are 17 years old." I didn't even know they were there. I really wish you would watch the documentary.
I'll watch it.
And maybe you should have watched it before you brought this up in front of 1,000 people. It wouldn't have hurt. You would have gotten a different perspective.
I'll watch it. I promise I'll watch it. I'm not confident it's going to change the way I feel about it.
I'm sure it won't. You've had the
Let it go.
I know.
Let it go. You're gone.
I hear you. Let's get back to moving across. I think that's all.
Shame on you.
That's all to me, Dustin.
What a shame. It's not a shame. It's a good conversation. Very good.
It's not, before we watch the film Wag the Dog,
what that movie was about. How could I have made that movie if I didn't have an incredible respect for women, if I didn't feel that they should be... I mean, the theme of the movie was he became a better man by having been a woman. I came home to my wife being dressed up as, you know, spent the day dressed up as Dorothy, working on a set in New York. The crew comes over, some guys, and they say, can I introduce you to a couple of my friends? And I said, sure, I'm staying in character. The idea, I got it right away, was to fool them. And we fooled the friends. And I noticed the way they looked at me as they went like this, and it was like a Venetian blind. It was boom, 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 and off, and they said, where's Jessica Lange? I came home and I said to my wife, I've never realized that men are that brutal, that men are that obvious, that obviously they didn't find me attractive and they just erased me. And then I started talking, and I said, you know, I know I'm not an attractive woman as this character, but I think she's valuable, and I think she's interesting. And what makes me sad is that I grew up in an environment in which we were taught to want the girls on the cover of the magazines, the models. And I said to my wife, look at how many interesting women I passed up. Because I wouldn't have come up to me at a party if I looked like that. Look at how many women were erased by me because of the generation I was born in. That was a very strong reason for wanting to make this movie. It's shocking to me that you don't see me more clearly, that you go by a couple of things that you read.
yeah, I mean, it's more than a couple of things. Well, we've never met each other. I think you're great in you're great in this movie. You're great in...
No, I'm not talking about that. I try to invest everything I do with a point of view, with something I feel very strongly about. That's what I've been doing for 50 years, right along. If I make Midnight Cowboy, what I was trying... I tried to do something in Midnight Cowboy that was more than just doing a character with a limp. I spent years in New York, because I wasn't from New York, sick. We didn't call them homeless then, call them bums, people that were on the street, you know, sleeping on, even then, 58. And I started thinking, it just caught me every time I would observe him. And I thought, what was that guy like when he was 2 years old? What were his baby pictures like? He was a cute kid, I'll bet. When did that moment happen where he went left instead of right, and that life was gone? I was trying to show, more than anything else, that there's a human being underneath that person. That's what I wanted more than anything. So I find it very upsetting that you don't see the humanity in what I'm doing or what I'm about. And from the few things you've read, that you've made this incredible assumption about me, sir. And don't say that you couldn't help but bring this up. You knew you were going to bring it up. I didn't know you were going to bring it up. You had.
Well, that's on them, Dustin.
What?
That's on the organised. I said very clearly that this was something we were going to have to talk about, because it's impossible to talk about this movie without talking about a context that's hanging in the air.
It's hanging in the air. Well, you've made the case better than anyone else can. I'm guilty. Because someone has alleged something, I'm guilty. That's what it is. You push a button, it's all over the world. I'm a predator, I'm this, I'm that. And it's not true.
Okay. That wasn't your initial statement.
Sorry?
That wasn't your initial statement. You made one statement.
No, I said I remember what I said. We tried. I'm sorry, you guys should be watching the movie. It's just very difficult.
I know. We can.
No,
we can continue this conversation backstage.
No, I want to watch the movie again.
Sure. I'm trying to get us to a point.
Yes. Then the work is is having equality on the set, so that everyone is the same. The actors, the crew, everyone. And if you've talked to anyone who has worked with me, I think you might hear that. So this is particularly painful to me because it's the reverse of what I have tried to do for 50 years. And it made a believer out of you quite